Hey everybody, today we're going to be doing guided meditation for self-actualization. Imagine that you are an egg in an egg carton at the grocery store. In your egg carton is 11 other eggs. These eggs are strangers to you, but they pose no threat. They are simply eggs. And you, being an egg yourself, find them familiar, comforting, and neighborly. You live in your egg carton with 11 other eggs in the grocery store. Most of the time, you sit and rest. It's a pleasant existence, watching the shoppers pass you by, until one day, a shopper picks up your carton, your home, and opens the lid and inspects you and your 11 egg neighbors. They find you to be sufficient for their egg needs. So they close the lid of your carton home and put you in their shopping basket. They continue their shopping for a few minutes more before checking out and loading you up along with their other purchases into a cotton reusable bag. In this bag, you see a head of lettuce, a jar of mayonnaise, a box of cereal, a can of white beans, and a toothbrush. In a few moments, you're loaded into the back of their car in your cotton shopping bag. After a 15-minute drive, you arrive home, your new home, the shopper's home. It's an apartment building, and the shopper lives on the second floor along with many other people. The shopper carefully removes the egg carton, you and your 11 egg neighbors, and places the carton into the refrigerator. After they've unloaded all of the groceries, they take their shoes off, they change their shirt into something more comfortable. They think about taking a shower, but they decide not to. Sometimes a shower is just too much work for the time being. They sit on the couch and watch a television program about trout migrating upstream to spawn. After the program has finished, they decide to make dinner. They open the refrigerator door. They look at the eggs, the lettuce, the mayonnaise, and the can of white beans. You might think it's strange that they keep canned beans in a refrigerator. Canned items are shelf stable. But they do this because their cabinets are full, and there's no space for this can of white beans. They remove the can of white beans from the refrigerator and set it on the counter They open a can using the can opener that they've removed from a drawer. And they dump the contents of the can into a small silver saucepan, placing it over low heat on their stove. They place a cover on the saucepan and then open one of the cupboards and remove a loaf of sandwich bread. They take out 3 pieces of bread and put them into their toaster. They set the toaster at the highest setting and they toast the bread. By the time the bread is done toasting, the beans have been warmed through. They take the 3 slices of bread and place them on a large blue plate, and they butter the top side of each slice of bread. Then they take the white beans from the saucepan and pour them into a large bowl, also blue. They take their 3 pieces of buttered toast and steaming bowl of beans and sit back down on the couch, where they eat them in front of the television, which has been muted but is now showing music videos. The music video that is currently on the screen as they eat their dinner of beans and toasted bread shows a woman wearing very tall boots walking up a set of colored stairs. The staircase is impossibly long, and she continues to walk in her very tall boots while looking directly in the camera and presumably singing along to the song that is playing. But as the television is muted, there's no way to know for sure. The camera slowly zooms in on the protagonist's face as she walks up the long set of brightly colored stairs. And when she finally reaches the top, the picture is so zoomed in, it's only showing her mouth. So us, the viewers, don't even know that she's at the top. We just see her mouth opening and closing, lips moving, forming words, tongue waggling moistly. And then the music video comes to a finish, and the next music video starts. But instead of watching this silent music video, the shopper has gotten up from the couch and moved back to the kitchen, where they are cleaning the dishes, the blue plate, the blue bowl, and the saucepan, the fork that was used to scoop the beans out of the bowl and into their mouth, and the butter knife that was used to butter the bread. And they wash them carefully by hand. They don't have a dishwasher, and they don't mind the chore. The shopper has placed a mirror above their kitchen sink, and they look at their own reflection as they wash. They look at themselves and then down into the sink where they're scrubbing their dishes, and then back up at themselves. This is something that they have been doing for over 15 years. And when they have guests over at their home, sometimes the guests comment about the mirror above the sink. But the shopper just sort of laughs it off and doesn't really explain anything. They change the subject. They'd prefer not to talk about it. But this is something they've been doing for years that they enjoy. They enjoy doing the dishes, and they enjoy even more when they can look at themselves doing the dishes. This act of self-reflection during a mundane task can allow you to see who you really are. When you're not posed, when the lighting is not good, when you're busy with your hands, when you're tired, that's who you really are. That's what you really look like. The shopper places the clean dishes and saucepan and silverware on their dish rack to the right of the sink to allow the dishes and saucepan and silverware time to dry. They then go back to the couch and turn off the television and sit quietly, unsure of what to do. They think about bathing and decide not to do it again. They think about potentially having something small and sweet for dessert, but decide against that. They stay sitting on the couch in their small living room with the television off and the sounds of traffic rumbling quietly outside of their home. And they decide that they won't do anything that night other than sit on the couch in the quiet until they decide it's time to go to bed. And when they do go to bed, they'll brush their teeth beforehand because they feel guilty if they don't. And then they'll get into their bed and set their alarm and go to sleep.